Welcome back. Now all eyes now turn to tomorrow's State of the Nation address, where President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to walk a fine line between projecting economic momentum and addressing mounting pressure over jobs, growth and service delivery. Markets will be watching for signals on logistics reform, energy stability and investment-led growth, while politically, the speech comes at a delicate moment for the government of national unity. Dirk Kotzé, political analyst from the Department of Political Science at Unisa, joins us now for an outlook of the SONA. Dirk, thank you so much for your time this evening. As I mentioned there, South Africa heads into SONA with so many tailwinds, that being a stronger rand. We can even talk about easing inflation, the removal from the FATF grey list alongside that S&P credit upgrade, which of course is boosting investor confidence. But on the ground, many South Africans still feel financially squeezed. And I'm wondering how President Ramaphosa translates improving sentiment, right, into tangible change that households can actually feel, that can even include creating jobs.
Yes, good afternoon. Indeed so. I think what you are mentioning is also what many people expect. The main focus will be on the economy, as most of the SONA addresses have done over time. So it will concentrate on these measures that you have referred to. It will, at the same time, it will also deal with issues, for example, when it comes to electricity, the water problem, local government issues, given the fact that we are in the year of the local government. I mean, just think about the issues within Johannesburg at the moment with respect to water. So there's a very strong pressure on him to deal with those issues, but the economy will be number one. I don't think we can expect major new announcements. That normally does not happen in a SONA address. It also does not provide really detail. He will refer the detail to the national budget to say, go have a look at that when it is announced in a few weeks' time. So it's really going, I would say, to give clarity about the policy position, and that is affirming to a large extent where it has been up to now.
You mentioned something there around the water issues that South Africa is facing, and given that that is really a pressing point when it comes to the local government elections, how important is the president's tone then? Does he lean into optimism and, I guess, reform momentum, or does he strike a more sober note acknowledging those service delivery frustrations?
Well, I think he's going to be upbeat because he will emphasize the successes of the government up to now, those that you have mentioned very much. The fact that there's a positive outlook with respect to the economy in many respects. But then at the same time, we'll acknowledge that these are the problems, these are the issues that must be addressed, and that the government will take it very seriously in this medium term up to 2029. So it will be a combination of it, but I'm quite convinced that President Ramaphosa will be very upbeat tomorrow at the SONA.
Just quickly then, I know you mentioned that we won't likely get any new plans mentioned in the State of the Nation address, but I want to ask you something around plans that he sometimes does outline, right? There's been a gap between the ambition outlined at SONA and what Treasury later says is fiscally possible, Dirk. The president announces, bold plans, but weeks later, Finance Minister Korongwana cautions that there simply isn't funding for that. Does the recent revenue improvement meaningfully narrow that gap, or are we likely to kind of see the same tension sort of play out?
I think that same tension will continue. President Ramaphosa, as we know him, will be more upbeat, more optimistic. But as you say, the fiscal situation, even or despite these improvements and more positive situation that we have now, will still require quite a lot of fiscal discipline. So I think it's not going to be, another type of new city, modern city, postmodernist type of city, or any of those type of announcements that he made in the past. It will be a very sober speech, but at the same time, as I said, from a from a positive point of view, upbeat one of saying there's a lot of a positive outlook. There's a lot of positive elements in the pipeline, um, and therefore it will send a message to the international community of that there's many opportunities and there's an outlook of positivism.
You know, yesterday I was at the Standard Bank Economic Outlook presentation, and the chief economist said there that confidence is currency, and it seems like that's the note or the tone that the president will be striking at tomorrow's SONA. Dirk, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your insights with us this evening. That was Dirk Kotzé, political analyst from the Department of Political Science at Unisa.